How are we doing? How is everyone this fine fall afternoon? Turn the volume down a little. Then let's get going. Welcome. Welcome one and all. Gonna try to get back into the habit of making this the regular streaming slot again. A Thursday I should say. I'll change the time I do it, like I'm doing it a little earlier now, so that people in the east of the world can join in a bit better. Sometimes I'll do an earlier one, or a later one, sorry, so people in the west can join a bit better. Multiplayer in Empires of the Undergrowth. I'm sure you mean not going to happen. I'm afraid. We've decided recently that it's best that we just draw a line under that. You'll notice that I've got the green screen set up behind me. This is not going to be a regular thing. It's just the other day I was recording the first of our vlogs, which should be out probably over the weekend or very early next week. And I wanted a nice green screen for that. The problem is this thing is massive. It's huge. I mean, this is a fairly big room. My studio stroke bedroom stroke living room is a pretty big room, but I have to rearrange the couch to put this thing up. It's absolutely massive. So I can't really live like this. I just thought since I went to the effort of rearranging the room to record vlog stuff the other day, I may as well leave it up for this stream. But next week it'll be just back to the standard background, and that thing will be under the bed again. Alright, so yeah, the plan today is it's probably not going to be a particularly long stream. We'll see. Last time I didn't intend for it to be a long stream, but we ran on a bit longer. Yeah, okay, right. So, yeah, the plan today is to do Rising Tide. We're just going to carry on with our stream playthrough. Do Rising Tide, and maybe a bit more, probably not. But a bit of a chat as well, a nice chat about stuff, as we usually do. So, we'll do just 10 minutes of that now. It's 3 minutes past 4 UK now. So we'll just do a 10-minute chat, and I'll answer a few questions, because we've always got questions, haven't we? Right. Okay, let's see what we got, questions-wise. Might we also play Queen of the Hill as well? Probably not today. That will probably be next time. But we'll see. If I'm feeling in a particularly great mood, then we might. Where is the cup of tea? The cup of tea is metaphorical. It's in our hearts. We have tea in our hearts because we're British. Well, I am at least. But I actually don't drink much tea on the whole. I drink the occasional cup of coffee, but I tend to drink water or fruit juices more often. Right, okay. Can you keep the old skins, both beach tiger beetle and beach wolf spider, in battle arena? Yeah, I don't see why not. The plan is just to transplant those ones to the new species rather than completely replace them. So they'll still be there in free play. Next newsletter will be coming probably towards the end of next month. First, there's the vlog, which I've been working on for the past couple of weeks. And the vlog is going to be like a 3 to 5 minute video just going over some stuff. Some of the stuff that will have been in the last newsletter, some stuff that will be in the next newsletter. Just as a kind of counterpart to the newsletter. In fact, that's what I've called it in the video. Because not everyone wants to read an essay to get news. Some people just want to watch a video, and that's entirely fine and understandable. So we thought, well, I thought it was my idea to do a kind of pseudo video version of the newsletter. Yeah. Mike, rapid fire or mortals? Why do I have to choose between rapid fire and mortals? Can I not choose between rapid fire and immortals? You of course mean mortars. Generally speaking, I choose mortars over rapid fire, but not always. I love tea with lemons. If I'm drinking, I do occasionally drink tea, and if I'm drinking Earl Grey, I'll have a slice of lemon in it. But generally speaking, if it's Yorkshire or Tetley's or Typhoo or any of the other kinds of tea, Typhoo is terrible, by the way, don't drink that, then it's with milk, as most British people would agree. What can we expect in Update 1.0? You can expect the Tier 5 ants, you can expect achievements, you can expect various optimizations and updates to the interface. Lots of things, but that won't be coming for a while yet. Certainly not this year. We haven't really, since the Fire Ants have released, we've not really nailed down and really knuckled down is the term I'm looking for. Knuckled down and really sunk our teeth into Tier 5 yet. There's a bunch of stuff we've had to do in the meantime, such as the tutorial mode, which, an idea, guys, see what you think about this. Maybe next week or the week after, I'll play the tutorial mode on stream to give you guys a little preview of it. The reason it's not in the game yet is we're waiting on translations. But the English version is fine, and it works pretty well. I'll have to play it in editor, so I'll have to be careful not to do any leaks like happened that one time. But let me know what you think about that. I've also got some other ideas for streams, not just playing games or just chatting. Other ideas for streams might be me doing a bit of my video editing work sometimes on stream, like you guys can kind of give you live feedback to it, or perhaps even me doing, I tend to do these days as well, the victory and defeat cinematics. So maybe that as well. I can work in Engine and kind of go through my process of how I do a cinematic. Yeah, cool. Okay, looks like a couple of people want to see the tutorial. That's great. Yeah, cool. We'll do that probably next week then. We'll maybe next week we do Queen of the Hill, and then we do the tutorial. And I'll pretend to be like a brand new person to the game, so we can get the tutorial in its fullest. I'll just press a button and delete my knowledge of Empires of the Undergrowth completely. Two people I know saved the game and took an hour to figure out without the tutorial. You can totally work out how to play the game, but you've got to do a lot of reading, is the problem, and not a huge amount of doing. The things that pop up on the side of the screen will teach you entirely how to play the game, but not everyone's a dedicated reader of them. In fact, we've observed when we've been at events that most people just brush them over or close them immediately. How long is the tutorial mode? I haven't played it again since the guys did the first iteration of it a few weeks back, but it took about 10-15 minutes. But they've made some changes to it apparently now. How much of Tier 5 have you guys done? It's scripted, voice acting is recorded, the layouts of the levels are done, some of the creature artwork is done. None of the environmental work has been touched yet. Music comes very late in the process anyway, so that hasn't been done yet. So I can't put a percentage number on it, but some of it, but not most of it, is probably the most accurate way of putting that. When will it be out? When it's out. Yeah. Soon TM, I think, is the meme, isn't it? But it's got to be. It's that for a reason. Game dev is a notoriously difficult process to predict. That's why most companies, even when they've got an estimate, will give quarters, like 3-month slots, rather than like it's definitely going to be out on the 21st of December 2026. Yeah, they usually give a time slot for it, and as a tiny team with an ambitious project, I say this a lot, we can't really predict. Until we're certain, we won't say. Narrator's done a good job, I agree. Callum Edmonds, fantastic voice actor, we're very glad to have him. And we've got all of his lines in the bag now for Tier 5. So the Tier 5 levels are all recorded. Hey Mike, why can't we play as Trapjaw, Army or Slave Maker ants? Slave Makers would require quite a lot of thought to properly create them, you know, naturally. The whole slave making mechanic, it's kind of faked in 1.2. It's scripted, but there's a whole bunch of things to consider if you were actually going to make slave makers worth playing as a colony. You know, how would the disruption mechanics work? Would they be overpowered? And it's as an auxiliary species, we don't really have the time to do that right now. Maybe in the future, you never know. As far as army ants go, army ants do not create nests. They don't have a nest system like we do. They create a bivouac that's made of their own bodies, so they don't fit. And Trapjaw ants they don't really have the foraging trails that we do. They're kind of a bit weird, so it's probably best just to, you know, leave it out for the sake of accuracy. You can always play, you know, with them in the counterpart colony. Will there be any cutscenes? Well, there are cutscenes, aren't there, already? There's the victory and defeat ones. But if you mean like intra-level cutscenes, who knows? Perhaps. It's a nice idea. I mean, it's the kind of thing that I like to do. And it's my role in the company is partly that now, since I've gone full-time, is to do cinematics. Would you prefer hot chocolate, milk, or Coke? It really depends on my mood. Honestly, all three of those are great drinks. Hot chocolate, probably my least favourite. On very rare occasion, I'll get a craving for chocolate, but it happens once every 3 years. I like to drink milk, particularly if I've got a bit of an upset stomach. But Coca-Cola is delicious, but very bad for you. So I'd say probably, to be honest, milk of those. I love people asking just personal questions as opposed to stuff about the projects. You start to think about the next game? Of course, yeah. The guys, not me personally. I'm not, you know, the decider of that. But of course, yeah, of course they're thinking of the future. John, Liam, and Matt are leaf cutters in the tutorial. No, the tutorial's it's fairly simple. It uses Formica fusca, so the black ants, just because they're simple units, you know, that don't have any overwhelming mechanics. And if you're trying to teach people just the base, you know, way the game works, then simplicity is best. So leaf cutters are far too complex to introduce right at the start of someone's experience with Empires. Mike, which ant tastes better, Fusca or Rufa? I'm going to go with Rufa because they've got that nice vinegary, you know, bite that comes with all of that formic acid. I've never eaten an ant, I don't know. We made the music in the game. All of the music, almost all of the music, needs an asterisk there, is made by Liam, one of the 3 main core developers. Very talented musician. The reason for the asterisk is the music from the Christmas Spider level is a stock asset that we bought in. Liam didn't do that one, which is why it doesn't appear in our playlists for the OST, which I'm playing now in the background here. Could I have a tutorial for all species? We could. It's a case of timing and priority, really. What's the smallest enemy in the game? I believe, technically, the forage fly? Someone would have to look that up for me. Look it up in that YouTube video we did a few months back of the size comparison. Roaches for tier 5. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I do, obviously. Would tutorial mode be 1 level or multiple? 1 level. 1 level for now. Just to teach the basics, you know, the digging mechanics and the food collection and the marker placement and basic combat. It's the... I said it in the newsletter, and I'll say it again when you guys see the blog that goes up, or the vlog, I should say, the vlog that goes up over the weekend or shortly after. that the #1 reason given from feedback on Steam for people who refund Empires is the lack of proper onboarding and tutorials, and we totally agree. It's long overdue. So it'll be coming sooner rather than later. EOTU plushies. There is technically an EOTU plushie. Do you know what? Give me a second. I'll go and get mine. You can't buy it, but give me 1 second. I'll go and get it.
Some pills here, which is food store, and we need to harvest that. Plenty, because there's a lot more food on this map. John, quite build our colony. Recognised that the other map was a bit stingy as far as food goes. So yeah, put food here. We need to define a tile. I think this area of food made the other map a bit more challenging.
Yeah, this is from the Kickstarter. These were bespoke made for, I think there were about 20 of them made by a friend of ours who's Jenny. Shout out to Jenny, who's handy with needle and thread and sewing machines. Yeah, this is a little lava plushie. Isn't it cute? Yeah, these were, like I say, these were Kickstarter rewards. And yeah, little woodworm, little weevil lava. Yeah, this has been, and it's a little bit dusty this because it's been sat on my shelf for years. Can I put it somewhere like there? I guess. Yeah. There you go. He can stay there for the rest of the stream. Although I will hide his label because that's a bit distracting. Nice. That's nightmare fuel, Mike. You have no idea. We had an option when people were ordering these rewards. You can have them with or without eyes. Some people had them without eyes. They're just a white tube, kind of screaming, "End me!" Can't wait for the life-size Dragantula plushie. Ooh. Might have to ask Jenny how her needlework is at that point. Yeah, without eyes. All right. We'll go until 25 past for questions and general chit-chat, and then we'll get actually playing some game, because I know you guys love to see some Empires. Your opinion, is pervasive or vigorous better? It really depends on your playstyle. For me personally, I think I'm going to be choosing pervasive when I get to the fire ant levels to play on stream in a few weeks' time. But again, it's really subjective. Playable termites in Tier 5. I don't know about in Tier 5, but maybe in free play. We'll see. Yeah, the driver ant queen, I believe, is the largest ant known. But they're big old ants, but they won't be added. Driver ants are army ants that live in bivouacs again. So, will the 6-spotted fishing spider fish for fish? No, because we don't have fish that it could realistically catch. It instead will nibble at fire ant bridges. April Fool's update. Chance would be a fine thing. One for Peep Show fans there. Maybe one day we could do a proper April Fool's update, but I really don't like April Fool's. The whole of the 1st of April, when I'm online, I just kind of tend to shut down because it's just a relentless stream of annoyance. So if we did an April Fool's thing, it'd have to be a full-fledged update, like a full level or something, a new enemy, a new resource. I don't know, something worth doing rather than just a joke that took us half an hour to make. Will you add crazy ants? No, not planned. April Fool's update Uber, Woodworm, and Woodlice Uber. We don't want to annoy people. Like, imagine sitting down to a nice game of free play and you've got this gigantic woodlouse that just can't be killed, just disrupting your play. I think a good April Fool's joke is actually funny and adds something to someone's life as opposed to just being a mild annoyance. Bullet ants will come into the game, yes, but not as their own kind of level. They won't have their own levels. There'll be an end-of-game reward after you've completed Tier 5. Where's your dog? My dog is downstairs with a family member right now. So he was getting a bit angsty earlier on. I've taken him out for a walk, but he could well disrupt the stream, so he's downstairs with a family member. Will there be more ants after Tier 5? Maybe as DLC or something? We don't know. We're not quite sure. We haven't made that decision yet. Ants will have majors. Well, I think they'll just be called the bullet ants, and they're not going to be a separate species by themselves. They'll be something you can unlock for your Erepta colony and then take into free play. Will there be any Nothomymesia ants? No, not planned. What's your favourite track from Year to You? It's 1-2, the Subjugation. Some very clever work with plucked instruments that sound very much like very evocative of spiders on a web. Did you know hermit crabs are mostly Caribbean hermit crab? There are many species of hermit crab, which is why if we ever get round to kind of doing a write-up of all the creatures in the game, they will be described as various species. There's not one species of hermit crab. Would be cool if a titan is a bird. I think we're going to stay away from mammals. Once we, move into, not mammals. Birds aren't mammals. Of course they're not. But I think like the furthest we'd go is reptiles, I think. We wouldn't do birds or mammals because those things are considered quite cute, generally speaking. And we kind of, as soon as you start having violence against cute things, then there's all sorts of issues with rating, etc. We're not really that kind of game. About an emu. Sure. Yeah, let's just have a massive emu head just appear. Kind of like that. Thought your furthest is amphibians. For now, yeah. For now, furthest is amphibians, but not averse to reptiles in the future. Man's going to add a crocodile. We already have. There are crocodiles in the game in audio form. All right, we are coming up to time to play a level, aren't we? Wait, is there a waterfall at Tug of War? Because I can hear it. Maybe the background ambience that's used in Tug of War has some trickling water going. We tend to use various, royalty-free, Creative Commons things for lots of background sounds. Freesound.org, great resource if you're making games or videos, by the way. You just have to give attribution, and they're all in the credits. Why Cincellida dorsalis is the old name for beach tiger beetle. It was updated relatively recently, yes, to something else. But that we're not going to have that species as the beach tiger beetle in the 2X levels eventually. They're going to be replaced with a European species. At some point. They'll be functionally the same. But yeah, just for the sake of kind of geographical consistency. When's tutorial mode going to be added? Relatively short order. Basically, once we've got all the localization back for it. Because there's not much point doing a tutorial mode and then only allowing English speakers to play it. So we've got 11 languages we support now. So they all have to be sent off to various translators and then refined and you know, fixed, and then eventually that comes back. Right, okay. I'm going to just nip to the little streamer's room briefly, and then as soon as I get back, we will be playing Rising Tide. So, yes, let's just pause the music and go to the BRB screen, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Some pills here, which is food, and we need to harvest that. Plenty, because there's a lot more food on this map. To build our colony. Recognise that the other map was a bit stingy as far as food goes. So yeah, more food here. We need to define a tile. I think this area food made the other map a bit more challenging. For our not everyone ants to store the food, so I'm just going to use this tool here. So I've got to be to create a larder. I want a bit more food before I come back here too. And this is going to be the area that the ants store the food for us. I'm not going to lead a chamber directly to my queen, because as soon as she's once they've done that, they'll start rearranging. Can't reproduce anymore. The pills on the floor. Now instead, I'm going to the trick to and then this tunnel that's a little bit long maximum, so it's not directly to it. Is they're now storing in which you attack things like down here. I'm pretty sure is the mother loads get death food. Once we start to come along and a bit more similarly list the food as well. There's food there, but there's also great. So I'm not okay. And just run in there. We're going to need a few more workers, not too many. I've had it in this demo. We can get to before we can overdo it with the workers, because workers are free to respawn. So, but if you look, when I carry on put down a worker tile. I'm just got 5 each. Enemies will try and run towards my corner. So I'm just gonna have maybe that many for now. Taking it back to the storage chamber, my worker chamber up here. I'm not sure about this. And along they come. There's no system to. I don't enter the area to. So these are now come down here. Work in one of these tiles, and then they'll come along to the queen. Grab a, but I'm reliably informed. Grab an egg from her. I will pop them in the chamber, and then when these fellas hatch, or these ladies rather hatch, they'll be workers. Oh, look at that animation. So yeah, okay, we've got 7. Okay, that's the workers. And I think we should probably have a few more. It's like popcorn. It's very satisfying to watch. Because we've got some lovely and fresh-faced workers ready to help us to kill us if let's get across these underground domination. Then we'll go into battle. They'll immediately come.
Okay, right. Let's play a game.
Hello, chat. I'd like to play a game. Gasp.
Right. Okay, great. Just a rearrangement of my monitor stuff. Give me a second. Cool. All right.
In front of you is a KFC deep fryer. There is a key to the device currently strapped to your head.
I'm not sure if that's really appropriate for an Empires of the Undergrowth stream. What's your favourite snack? Biltong. I love dried beef. Story. Okay, let's continue. The stream colony. I'm Grey Dabadee is my kind of personal colony, which I tend to use for testing stuff, by the way. Little reference to Eiffel 65's famous 90s hit, of course. Your favourite drink? Ooh, if we're talking soft drinks, my favourite drink is probably quite simply... Yeah, I'm going to say simple lemonade, kind of just water, lemon juice and a bit of sugar. Very refreshing. More grown-up drinks. I like a beer or a cider. Right, okay. So here's our colony. We're our little pink ladies here. We are going to play Rising Tide on normal difficulty. Yeah, medium difficulty. I am a medium difficulty player, and I will be using... Yeah. I'll be using mortars for this. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just going to rearrange windows so I can see chat a bit easier. There we are. Right. Okay. Off we go.
This Formica rufa wood ant queen has laid her first brood in a burrow near the sea. Her nest is just on the outskirts of the beach, the perfect vantage point for scavenging hapless morsels washed in by the tide. At the moment, the tide is out, but it won't stay that way. The ants must make haste and stockpile what they can, while they can.
Possible leak on your main colony? No. I'm just playing the build that everyone else is playing here, guys. Is the game a bit loud? It feels a bit loud to me. That's probably better. Speedrun? No, I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not one of those insane completionist slug fellas. But good lord, do I respect what they do. They do fantastic work. Solstitium and Halox and the rest of them.
There is food to be found all over the beach, but the wood ants must be cautious and choose their trails carefully. Tiger beetles frequent the higher ground, and they will make quick work of any wood ant that strays.
Tiger beetles! Scary tiger beetles. Can you imagine anything worse? Right, once we're at full food here, I'll start making soldiers and going. Yeah, guys, I'm a relatively new to stream. Well, not new to it, but I don't stream all that much, so I haven't really mastered the art of interacting with chat and playing well. Hence, occasional embarrassing failures. But I will occasionally pause and come back to chat. Just have to kind of humour me there. I do like the green screen setup. I like how the stream looks right now. Problem is, it messes my room up. I've got to live in this room. I'm not rich enough to have a separate streaming room. Ooh, that's annoying. 59 food. I can't build one of these guys. Yeah. We're going to have to now go and get more food, aren't we? A little bit here. Some up here, but that puts us very close to the tiger beetles. Yeah, we're a bit early to be, having a fracas with tiger beetles right now. Okay, great. Get a few more spitters. You know what? Music-wise, I think, yeah, volume-wise, I'll put the volume back up to max, but the music volume down. That seems better. Then we can hear everything else going on just fine. And I'm not getting shouted at all the time. Maybe nab some from here. If I turn combat off so that we're not... Oh, we got lucky there, yeah. We can just take some of this food and then hopefully... we'll lose a couple of ants.
The ants have been spotted by Cicindela dorsalis, the beach tiger beetle. With its long, slender legs, it's the king of speed on these intertidal flats. Its wide, carving jaws will slice effortlessly through squads of wood ants. It's going to take a monumental unified effort to bring this beast down.
Alright,
There are
Ultimate
other
Gaming,
wood ants out
calm
here.
down there, my friend.
They have also come to take advantage of the buffet provided by the sea. Territorial disputes will invariably favor the colony with the greater numbers.
Gotta get home, gotta get home. We should be alright here, it's only a couple of Devil's Coach Horse larvae. All good, we can take this food now. Oh, yeah, again, this is, yeah, turn combat on, you're absolutely right. Yeah, see, this is what happens when I try and stream and play the game at the same time. Very easily done. You know what, I have screamed at YouTubers who have done that before. But, of course, like watching sports from the comfort of your own home. It's more difficult, isn't it? Although this isn't as difficult as, you know, playing professional tennis, for instance.
The tide is coming in. Soon the lower levels of the beach will be flooded. Any ants caught in the surge will be washed out to sea.
Plans of new creature, of course. Tier 5 will bring many new creatures. Just like Tier 4 did. Could do with some melee ants as well at this point, so I think I'll go for melee preferentially for the next few minutes when I get the resources to.
The ants must defend themselves.
Are we fighting? Oh, just some stray ants. It's fine. Okay, as soon as we get 50, I can start placing down some melees.
The water is rising quickly. The ants must head for higher ground.
It's entirely done there. We can probably steal from here without having too much conflict with the stray ants.
The ants must fight.
This is why you need melees. The spitters, as great as they are not all that without support. they're not coming too far south now. It's towards the end of the day. This is going to flood soonish. Okay.
The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the
We've got to
nest
go
are about to
underground.
be completely flooded.
So we concentrate on underground this time. Yeah, tonight. So over here and around here. Up here first, probably.
The tide is in, and soon night will fall. As the temperature drops outside, nocturnal creatures begin to awaken. It would be wise for the roofer colony to stay underground, and hope that their nest remains hidden until the morning.
I'll let the workers continue. Yeah, they've dug that out. And then I'll wait for the tiger beetles to get here so we can do the old surround trick arena thing on them.
Overground, nocturnal hermit crabs rule over the sands at night. These creatures are typically scavengers, searching for algae and carrion on the beach. But due to the unusual incursion of Formica rufa colonies into this area, this particular community of crabs has developed a taste for ant flesh.
Straining credulity slightly with the story here, but sure, it's fine. Why not?
A hermit crab has found its way into the nest. The ants must mount a swift and decisive defense.
See you, Kikamira, or Kikimara. See you next time. Hermit crabs have found the nest. Well, maybe not tonight. It's been a while since I played this level, I can't remember. Beetles Rise Up to when? Why would we do Beetles Rise Up to? Why not Lagomorphs Rise Up? That would be rabbits, by the way. Here's more hermit crabs, so... Yeah, I'm glad that people are quite excited about the idea of sequel season. I like it, kind of revisiting the ideas.
A group of hermit crabs have stormed the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Will there be bees in Empires Undergrowth? Maybe, but it's not planned for version 1.0. But who knows what the future brings? Who knows what the tide may bring in? I should have said really, it's appropriate for this level. Little reference to the Tom Hanks film Castaway there, which is one of my favourite films of all time. Get another one of these girls, can't we? One of these ladies. Another one again. I do want to think about another chamber for workers as well, because that'll just really increase our food collection.
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
Alright, settle down, settle down. Can't spawn any ants right now, obviously, because we're low on food, but we should be fine for this attack, and this will give us some food. Post rebalance, which is still going to happen, by the way, of these levels.
More hermit crabs have found the nest.
In fact, the guys met this morning to discuss food rebalancing for the 2x levels and the 4x levels. We're going to try and find a medium ground so that creatures give more food in the 4x levels, but less food here. But also it means tweaking mechanics, other mechanics as well. Like how much food is given by the rising tide and how much food is given by honeydew. There's a lot of rebalancing to do there, but we have listened to feedback there, and we will be implementing some changes. Okay, we're about to get some new workers spawned, because, yep, there we go, food has arrived. Tomorrow evening we'll clear out this area. Waters are good for big groups. Yes, at level 3 they are. At level 3 with splash damage, they're absolutely great for crowd control. I've not got any upgrades yet, though. I will start to look at that, though. I've got, yeah, a fairly large amount of spitters now. But once I expand maybe one kind of tile further that way, then I'll start looking at upgrades rather than... Now, at one point, you could just go out and start hunting, creatures at this point and get some extra food. But the guys made a change whereby if you go out and be aggressive at this point in the level, then other creatures will become aggressive as well, and your nest will get invaded a lot more. Of course, once you reach a tipping point, that's a good thing, because that's free food delivered straight to you. Hence the rebalance which is coming up. Okay, and off we go.
The tide is receding, and a new day dawns. The hunters of the night return to the safety of the shadows, and the ants can begin to lay down new trails. The harvest must go on.
We'll go down to the second but one from the shoreline. Yeah, these unfortunate crabs didn't get round to despawning in time. Music in this game is a bop in it. Liam has said to me before that in an ideal world he wouldn't be doing the music for Empires of the Undergrowth. He'd be paying someone else to do it. But I don't know what he's talking about. The music is Empires of the Undergrowth. As much as the ant species are. Mike, what's your full name? Michael Connor is my name, as is in the credits, but you don't need to know every single little affectation and middle name I have. increase our foragers here. Yeah. Workers, I've said I'm not a particularly great player at Empires of the Undergrowth, but I have said many times before that better players build more workers because they are cheap food collection. We're actually not doing terribly with this. Yeah, we'll take it down next time it turns up. We've probably got a big enough, a big enough group to take on the stray ants if we need to here, but there is closer food, so. I think we can take on these a bit more. Awwws have decreased food amount. Free play itself is going to be balanced differently. John has already divorced statistics free play from campaign, which I think was a wise decision anyway. Most RTSs do similar things for multiplayer versus single player. I think it's just a good idea on the whole. But we're not having multiplayer. That's not saying we're having multiplayer. But free play is a very different game mode than the campaign. Get more melees. I might get some more melees in a short while, but I am thinking that upgrading the spitters is probably a good idea right now. So I'll do a bit of upgrading first, and then I'll get more melees. I want to get some level 3 spitters for the splash damage.
The ants must fight.
We fighting. Puny stray ants? Nah, we're fine. We can get down here because we've got to kill this tiger beetle, but it's time to do that anyway. The thing about multiplayer, as the game stands right now, it would not work. There's one very obvious bottleneck, which is the nest entrance, and that would be exploited to heck by human players. And it wouldn't be a fun experience with Empires in its current form in multiplayer. We need a different game for multiplayer, basically. And that's the conclusion that the guys came to. Future projects, we're absolutely not adverse to the idea of multiplayer, but Empires of the Undergrowth, at this point, it's a single-player game, and we want to finish it. Got everything from here? Yes. Off to here, then. We're almost at the point now where we can take on one of the big tiger beetles. It shouldn't be a problem. A few bits there, we'll leave it. We can take on one of the big boys here. We can.
The tide is coming in.
We don't need to quite yet.
Soon the lower levels of the beach will be flooded. Any ants caught in the surge will be washed out to sea.
more food. That's what I'd like to see. Now maybe I'll do some more melees. You can push a bit further up. There's not really much to worry about from stray ants now. No, actually we don't need those.
The water is rising quickly.
Still
The
plenty of
ants
time to
must
come down
head
here,
for
I
higher
think.
ground.
We'll have to kill some tiger beetles, but we can absolutely do that now. Not a problem. Maybe not 3 at once. We should back off from there now. It's too expensive. Yeah, the triple threat there. These two alone, not a problem. But with the big boy as well. There we go. Let's get our nice narrator prompt about taking down one of the big ones.
The huge tiger beetle has been defeated. There are many more of them, but this is a milestone moment for the colony. They cannot be bullied by sheer size alone.
Fun fact, I wrote that line.
The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely flooded.
Gonna lose a couple of ants, not many, but a couple. Oh, they all lived. Get in. Like the fire ant queen at the end of 442.
There is another creature roaming the sands tonight. Arctosa littoralis, the beach wolf spider. In the day, these spiders retreat to the shade provided by larger plants on the edge of the beach. But once the sun is gone, they are far more active and on the hunt for a midnight feast.
Yeah, let's just come down here and before the spiders start coming up, let's clear out this part of the nest. Spilling lemonade down my front.
A wolf spider has found the nest entrance.
Oh no, here we
She's
go.
only small, but her venom will quickly incapacitate any ant that tries to fight alone.
There we are. Not a problem. Go outside the nest to prevent spiders going crazy inside the nest. True, but I don't like that. I think it's a bit exploity. much more fun to have that moment of panic where the spiders come in and then run between the nest chambers. Going to be another couple of spiders, so there's no threat at all from up here. So I'll just have the workers excavate this area. While we deal with the spiders over here. Then we'll bring all the forces back. Spiders spawn from here, I believe, on David Street. Yep, there we go.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. Another wolf spider has entered the nest. This one is large, fast, and voracious.
Get the Devil's Coach Horse. Send workers up here to collect that food. Hey Mike, what's your favourite level in the whole game? Honestly, just for kind of, if I feel like I want to jump in and just play a bit of Empires for a short while, I play 1-2. Because it's a short level, it's simple, you've got the nice music, you've got the great atmosphere, and the lurking in the darkness whole thing. I love it. It's kind of just pure Empires. But undeniably, the later levels are much more elaborate and better thought out and constructed. So 4-2, I think, is a marvellous level with its constant threat. With this many level 3 spitters now, there's not much that can oppose us. There's a couple of Devil's Coach Horse beetles down there, and then the underground is cleared out. Just waiting for the dawn. Hi Mike, how are you? I'm pretty good. Yeah, feeling alright today. Oh, more spiders.
More wolf spiders have found the nest.
Who designed the 4-2 maps? A combination of all three of the main devs. John and Liam in particular are the level designers, really. John considers level design his thing. John loves making levels, which is why all the extra levels are made by John.
The ants must protect the queen.
Come on, Arctosa littoralis. Stand still for a second. There'll be a desert map. Not currently planned. Desert maps as an environment. Shall I upgrade some of these guys? I guess. Well, let's get as many level 12s as we can up here before we upgrade the melees. Probably it, to be honest. With this irregular shaped chamber. Oh, let's do a bit of upgrading on the melees. Can you increase food number for swamp creatures? A little bit. We're thinking we will do a little bit of increase there, but not too much. The reason that tier 4 creatures had lower food levels is because This level is a prime example of it, actually. Once you reach a tipping point, the level plays itself. Any creatures that enter the nest become free food, and you just eat them. You never have to go and get the actual objective of the game, which is, in this case, the hapless morsels that wash up on the shore, or the aphids in the next level. That is a design flaw, we consider that. And so we're going to do something to redress that. But we also understand that lots of people like the process of killing a creature and eating its flesh to gain food. So we'll probably bring the 2x creature food levels down and the 4x creature food levels up, and do some changes to other mechanics like aphids and pine cones, etc. in the 4x levels. There's work to be done there. We are listening to the community there, but you can see why we've got this problem in the first place. This level plays itself after a tipping point, and you don't have to do anything. You just park all your ants here and do nothing.
As the sun rises over a new day, the tide recedes. The nocturnal creatures return to the shadows, and once again, the harvest must continue.
God bless you for listening to the community. We'd be silly not to. We'd be silly not to. But also, there is a balance in that there. The people who really don't like something tend to be a lot more vocal than the people who don't care or like something. So you can't just panic because 5 people say they don't like something. It's really a constant struggle. And as community manager, part of my job is wrangling that. You can never please everyone.
The ants must defend themselves.
But you won't. What will happen to Mr. Mad Scientist after Formation Challenge 4? Is he fired? Yes, he was fired. Would our colony eventually get found by scientists too?
The ants must defend themselves.
You'll have to speculate for a while.
The workers have done all they can to improve these food stores.
He was just trying to protect us from being found in Formation Challenge 4. He's got a weird fascination for the colony, but it's not love, you know. He doesn't love the colony. That guy's got issues. So what about the things ordered after Formicarian Challenge 4? Will the woman do the experiment? Well, they were ordered before Formicarian Challenge 4. As Scientist 2 says, just starting Formicarian Challenge 4. Unfortunately, we're still waiting on equipment vital for the final experiment. You'll have to wait and see. Blimey, that one got lucky. Scientist number 1 is not a mad scientist, Trent. She's just a scientist trying to do a job. She's a jobbing lab worker is what she is, or supervisor of lab workers. Her voice is amazing. She's great, is Mary Jo, yeah, who plays Scientist 1. It took us a long time, obviously, between Tiers 3 and 4. When we reapproached her to reprise the role for Tiers 4 and 5, she was done with voice acting. She didn't even have a microphone at that point, but thankfully she agreed to come back and complete the role, because I think she's fantastic.
The tide is coming in. Soon the lower levels of the beach will be flooded. Any ants caught in the surge will be washed out to sea.
If she found the Formicare raptor colony, do you think she'd take care of it and do a nice experiment? No, it'd go straight in the trash. Or the incinerator, to be honest. Which is the correct procedure for genetic experiments. What if a friend of Scientist 2 steals the colony and gives it to him? You think that guy's got friends?
The water is rising quickly. The ants must head for higher ground.
Don't understand what's the deal with the counterpart colony, second jellified colony. It wouldn't be much of
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
It wouldn't be much of an experiment if there was only one thing being tested, or one group being tested. Multiple Ereptor colonies being tested at the same time. The player's Ereptor colony may be the strongest. pretty much taken all the food from the surface we can once at this point. So it's going to be a case of let's excavate these beetles, and then we wait for the onslaught overnight, and then we're done with the level.
The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely flooded. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Just using the old surround trick there, which is, for people who don't know it, turn off combat, set your pheromone marker behind an enemy, and then when some of them have passed, or half of your forces have passed, re-enable it, and then you get a much better surround.
The tide is in, and soon night will fall. As the temperature drops outside, nocturnal creatures begin to awaken. It would be wise for the roofer colony to stay underground, and hope that their nest remains hidden until the morning.
Going to spend our cash on a few more melees, maybe? A few more spitters, not many. We're in the end game now. We've got plenty to win. Plenty to win.
A wolf spider has found the nest. Give me a second, guys. My Alexa is lit up for some reason. I'm just going to ask it why. She had to inform me that she was capable of setting my alarms to wake up with my favourite radio station. That's not something I really needed to know. I don't have a favourite radio station. I'm not in my 60s. Will there be anthills update? What do you mean? Do you mean that you're going to get actual anthills? No, no. The game is based on these hexagons. All of the movement systems are based on that. The game is hexagon-based. Here come the crabs. More hermit crabs have found the nest.
Who would win? 62 wood ants or 7 crabby boys? At the point where I may as well upgrade stuff just because. Yeah, we're way past the tipping point now. Unless I deliberately mess it up, I can't lose. And that's a problem. That's a problem from a game design point of view. I mean, it might be fun to just kind of glide over all, as it were, but it's not very interactive, is it? Here we go. The final attack.
A huge wolf spider has found the colony. This one is a mother, and her recently hatched brood have followed her into the nest. These ants are facing an overwhelming infestation.
Let's just get this over with. Right, and there you go. The level is 1. Now we can basically just harass the local wildlife until dawn. So let's go and do that, because why not? We are ants. We are not peaceful. Who wants some? Who wants some? You? Oh yeah, you better run. Now let's turn off food collection. We don't need that. We don't need food. What we need is combat. In the grim darkness of the Undergrowth, there is only war.
As the ants grow in number, the local predators pose less and less of a danger. Eventually they will be displaced from this area entirely. Despite the dangers of the beach, it seems this intrepid queen's gamble to establish her colony here has ultimately secured her success.
Alright, royal jelly, usually the smart choice. Okay. Right, guys, I'm going to just, again, nip out, see how Tesla's doing. Refill me drink, be a couple of minutes, and then we'll just have a chat again for 10-15 minutes before the stream ends, like we usually do. And then I'll end the stream, and you guys will go on and enjoy your day. So I'll be back in a very short while. Still getting used to this Steam Deck thingy, this jobby. Things will be more seamless as I do more streaming. I assure you. Right.
Pills, some pills here, which is food store, and we need to harvest that. Plenty, because there's a lot more food on this map. John, to build our colony. Recognise that the other map was a bit stingy as far as food goes. So yeah, put food here. We need to define a tile. I think an area food made the other map a bit more challenging for our not everyone wants to store the food, so I'm just going to use this tool here. So I've got to be to create a larder. I want a bit more food before I come back here too. And this is going to be this way, the area that they are storing food for us. I'm not going to lead a chamber directly to my queen, because as soon as she's once they've done that, they'll start rearranging. Can't reproduce anymore. The pills on the floor. Now instead, I'm going to the trick to enter this tunnel that's a little bit long maximum, so it's not directly connected. Is they're now storing in which you attack things like down here. I'm pretty sure is the mother loads get death food. Once we start to come along and a bit more similarly the food as well. There's food there, but there's also great. So I'm not okay. And just run in there. We're going to need a few more workers, not too many. I've had in this demo we can get to before we can overdo it with the workers, because workers are free to respawn. So, but if you look when I carry on put down a worker tile. I'm just cost 5 each. Enemies will try and run towards my corner. So I'm just gonna have maybe that many for now. Taking it back to the storage chamber, my worker chamber up here. I'm not sure about this. And along they come. There's no system to. I don't enter the area to. So these are now come down here. Work in one of these tiles, and then they'll come along to the queen. Grab a, but I'm reliably informed. Grab an egg from her. I will pop them in the chamber, and then when these fellas hatch, or these ladies rather hatch, they'll be workers. Oh, look at that animation. So yeah, okay, we've got 7. Okay, that's the workers. And I think we should probably. And she's a bit safe. A few more. It's like popcorn. It's very satisfying to watch. Because we've got some lovely fresh-faced workers ready to help us in our let's get prestige Underground domination. Then we'll go into battle. They'll immediately come and add new workers will come on, prepare those soldiers to the blackout trials. But these won't hatch until the antics associated with that tile dies. And in this demo version, it's free for them to rehatch, to respawn. Basically, it is respawning. So yeah, there is going to be. I don't think it'll be like that in the final game, but for the purpose of this demo, it's free for the wait. Free for the workers to rehatch. I think 16's plenty for now, so we're just going to carry on expanding. About how things are going with the Kickstarter. I love watching this animation. We're just about a week into the Kickstarter now. Once we've got 100 people or so, we'll start thinking about 90% of the way to their goal. Because we are going to meet some nasty, creepy crawlies, some utterly astounding. As they pop, you see, I don't think they expected it up here. The soldier right. Considering the exclamation marks, their last Kickstarter place where there are enthusiasts. There's one down here from the public, but not outright this direction. Yeah, we need this now. You can just drag. You don't have to. That's changed, and I think that's probably because it's so satisfying just having the Kickstarter.
Okay. Well. That went as expected, exactly as expected. Rising Tide is a very solvable level, unless you deliberately screw up. Once you reach a tipping point, then you win, and that is kind of an issue. So yeah, okay. So we're at the hour and a half mark now. We'll just do until 1:45. So another 15 minutes just chatting, or less if chat kind of peters off. We've got fewer viewers now, because the stream's kind of ending. So, yeah. Okay, right. So, yeah, feel free to ask questions or propose theories on the fundamental nature of the universe. And I will answer them as best as I can. Okay, question. On which year exactly did the developers start developing Empires of the Undergrowth? What would eventually become Empires of the Undergrowth was started in 2014. In the kind of current form that you see it now, was started in earnest in 2016 with the move to Unreal Engine 4. But the game was in some form of development from at least 2014. Why are fire ants called Hormiga coloradas in Spanish? They should be called Hormiga de Fuego. I don't know. I will have to bring that up with our Spanish translator. It's probably something to do with the difference between South American Spanish and Spanish. But I'll bring that one up. I wonder what ants we'll be adding next. Ooh. That was actually leaked last year, but officially I can't tell you just yet. When we've got some better artwork, some completed artwork, I should say, for Tier 5, we'll do a little video. Me and Dan and Liam will put our heads together and come up with a little announcement video for the Tier 5 ants. Will there be a bigger map in free play? Map size is kind of an ongoing issue because we don't want to price people out of the market hardware-wise, but we are a real-time strategy game where the whole of the map, or at least a representation of the whole of the map, has to be in memory at any one time, because there's very complex pathfinding things going on in Empires of the Undergrowth continuously. The creatures pathfind all the time, much more than the average real-time strategy. So for memory and processing reasons, that puts a natural limit on the size of maps, and some maps are kind of pushing that anyway. And we don't want to price people with lower-end hardware out of the market. That would be just bad for us and bad for everyone. So there is a natural limit. We're in real-time strategy. We're not, we can't do clever things like, I'm trying to think of an example in Unreal Engine 4. PUBG, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, only chunks of the map are loaded in memory at any one time because there's a limit. But we can't do that. We have to have continuous pathfinding, and everything has to be in memory at once. My PC already dies when you spend more than 30 minutes in free play. Yeah, it's going to happen. As more creatures and more pathfinding is going on, things are going to grind to an eventual halt. No matter how much optimization we do. So there is kind of a limit already to the size of maps, and some maps do approach it. Little black ants and fire ants, the ants that are designed to have numbers to them. That's more pathfinding that goes on. Our pathfinding algorithms are clever and bespoke, but you can only do so many of them in the processor before things slow down. Doesn't matter how clever they are. If there's more of them going on, it's going to get slower. It's as simple as that. How is the free play AI remake going? Liam and John have started to do some work towards that this week. John is about to be indisposed for personal reasons for a couple of weeks. He'll be off. So him and Liam are doing some stuff there, so Liam can carry on with that while John's away. But it's going okay. But as I'll say in the vlog that's coming up this weekend, if it seems like on various forums that I've been ignoring people posting AI issues for free play, there's a reason for that, and is that I know that the free play AI is going to be completely gutted and replaced with new AI. So there's not really much point in me reporting that to the guys or making bug reports, because it's all going to get, torn out and redone. So if anyone has, usually I like to think I'm quite attentive as a kind of a bug report gathering person, and I give responses, but that's why I haven't in that case. Question: when will scorpions be added, since the letter G in Empires of the Undergrowth has a scorpion tail? It may be added in the future, is all I can say to that. The Empires of the Undergrowth logo, or at least the YouTube channel's profile picture, is a bull ant, but we don't have bull ants in the game, and they're not planned. It's just kind of things from the past which didn't make it to the present. But you never know. Actually, I do know. Why do furry flies sometimes have health bars? Do they have health? They don't have health, but they're so small that we thought it was worth adding the health bar as a way of visualising them better. Otherwise, particularly if you're running on lower resolutions, they're a pixel wide. Why are bull ants cancelled? The same reason anything's cancelled. We have to cut things down and decide what we really want to concentrate on. There's only so much time in the world. We can't do every single ant species. So when things get cut for time or practicality reasons, some things fall to the wayside. Will there be titans smaller than the American bullfrog and the Great Blue Skimmer? Yeah, I think so. There are certainly more titans coming in Tier 5. The bullfrog is going to be the biggest creature in the game if you don't count the scientist's hand as a creature. You shouldn't. It doesn't act like a creature. It's a scripted thing. Water striders as decorative creature like leafhoppers. Be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to do that. Water striders, or I think as we call them in the UK, pond skimmers. It'd be nice, but again, it's a time thing. I think right now, Matt, who does the creature modelling, animations and texturing, would rather be working on Tier 5 stuff and optimizations. In the source control recently, he's done a bunch of optimization work. And that's great, because it squeezes extra frames per second out for all of us. Will a colony of bullet ants be the ants you need to fight in Formicarian Challenge 5? Oh, Moser, you know I can't answer that. You know I can't. You're asking about Formicarian Challenge 5. You know that I'm not authorised to talk about Formicarian Challenge 5, or indeed any of the 5X levels. Will the Reaver ants be added? No, they will not ever. It's by far the most requested ant, is Weaver ant, and I put it down to that video from that one channel. I forget how you pronounce it. Kyrgyzakt? Something like that. As soon as that video went up about Weaver ants, I predicted within 2 hours we're going to have people requesting Weaver ant. It was 20 minutes, and it's never stopped since. No, Weaver ants don't fit into Empires of the Undergrowth. They're an arboreal species. They live in trees, and they have spherical nests made out of leaves that don't fit into our nest systems. Bullet ants won't be a full colony. Correct. They will be something you can add to your Reptor colony with royal jelly and take into free play. I gave up trying Insane over Cold Blood, then also lost to the hard one. Cold Blood is a tough level. Any level is tough on Insane. But if you are interested, I will drop a link, just give me a second, to the Insane completionist slugs. Give me one moment. Which is a Discord server made by community members who are all about speed running and insane completion of levels. And they are fantastic. I love their work. And I will just link you to it now in chat. Give me a second, just finding the link myself. There we go. I'll put it in a few times just so people can see it. If you'd like to... The guys there will help you out with strats for insane difficulty. And if you complete their challenges, they will induct you into the Insane Completionist Slugs ranks. And you will be revered as a legend of the Undergrowth. Forex levels are probably the harder insane levels. Hibernation is a super tough insane level. It's totally been done. It's doable, but expect tens of playthroughs and torn hairlines and general frustration. It's just the way it is. If termites will be added, would consider be living in a log. No, the kind of termites we are adding are not the kind that live in logs. Plans for making one too harder, because right now it's really easy. You say that, but it is easy. You're right. You can reliably do it. But for a new player, is it still super easy? I mean, I do say it's the easiest level in the game, but is that a bad thing? There's some levels got to be the easiest level in the game. That channel makes obscure species instantly more search. Correct. Yes. Food amounts for the 2x levels will change. Correct. Yes. It's likely that creature food is going to drop, but food from the tide will rise. This music is, by the way, if you've not heard this, it's a fun one. It's not in the game at all, but this is Rising Tide, the level we've just played, just with all of the instruments replaced with Christmassy sounding ones, like, you know, jingle bells and xylophones and such like. I have termites that live under debris and rocks just outside my house. Their major bit me once, my finger bled. Yeah. I know, but I think you would more want more make 1-1 the easiest, since you know it's the first level. It's not necessarily the first level though. You could choose 1-1 or 1-2 to play first. Is there a chance for reverance? No, as I explained earlier, no. We're not getting arboreal species. They do not fit into our nest systems. Hi there. If anyone asks this question, then stop me. Is there going to be a free play level based around the swamp environment of the Fire Ant levels? Yes. Yes, there is. John's been working on it recently, and it's called Wetlands. Wetlands. Which I think is kind of a perfect name, to be honest. Now, this is hibernation music. Looks like we're kind of naturally coming to a conclusion here with this stream. Kind of, yeah, we've got fewer people in now. People have kind of naturally filtered away. I've done this stream a bit earlier. Like, if I'd done it a bit later, then we would have had more viewers because of the UK, Europe, and American crowd. But I've done it earlier for the you know, kind of Asian and Australian crowd, and I'll do streams here and there. I'll probably mainly stick to my later time slot of about 7 PM UK time, but I will try to obviously accommodate other people, because we have got players all over the world, which is a wonderful thing, and we want to accommodate them as best as we can. Ooh, a scam bot has appeared, so it has. Let's ban that person. Well, that bot wasn't a person, obviously. Yeah. Spambot banishment, any percent speed run record. Okay, right. We are, I mean, just for the sake of my own personal sanity, I'm going to wait 30 seconds before I end the stream, so we get to 1:45. So I can say that I've done a solid 1 hour 45 minutes of streaming, which, to be honest, I've done the last few times I've streamed as well. It seems like a nice, natural amount of time to stream for me. Next month, on Halloween, or around it, are you guys ready for the inevitable attempt at doing the Hungry Spider level? Because I'm not. But I'm going to do it, obviously. Obviously, I'm going to try, even though I'll probably fail. It was fun when I did it back in 2020. And I'll try again this year. Recently, Man of the Ants, shout out to Mance there, completed it on stream. And I'm a little bit jealous. I don't expect to actually complete it again this year. But good Lord, I will try. Right, okay. It's time to end. Thanks, everyone, for joining me for this stream. It's been fun. Nice, simple one. Next week, again, reminder, we will do Queen of the Hill next week, but also what we will do next week is have a playthrough, a stream exclusive for the first time outside of an event. We will play the tutorial mode for Empires of the Undergrowth, which is going to be coming in a fairly an update fairly soon. So that's what we'll be doing next week. Until then, I will be on the Discord and our social medias if anyone wants to get in touch. Please have a fantastic rest of your day, week, year, and life, and I will see you next time.